Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel, Elle's Temple. My name is Elle. I am a goddess guide and intuitive tarot reader. And today I am so excited to be bringing you a reading all about what is the new moon in Cancer bringing you. So we've got this new moon coming up on the 17th of July. So this is a really powerful time to set new intentions because a new moon is going to be ushering in a whole new moon cycle. And it's a really good time to sort of start doing those like scripting exercises, meditations, writing down new intentions for anything that it is that you want to manifest or bring in, particularly with relation to Cancer themes, which is anything related to processing your emotional self, basically doing any kind of emotional healing, getting in touch with our emotional side, our intuitive side, our yin side, being able to accept ourselves, being able to show those raw and vulnerable parts of ourselves, a really strong sense of self-acceptance, self-nurturance, self-love, and just feeling more at home within yourself. So without further ado, we have got three goddesses here today to bring messages through for you about this new moon in Cancer. So if you are drawn to Goddess Hera with Alliance, this is card number 20, then you will be pile number 1. And the timestamp for your reading will be in the description box below. If you're drawn to Cherubim with Potential, card number 9, you will be pile number 2. And if you are drawn to Goddess Morrigan with card number 37 and the themes of death and magic, you will be pile number 3. Okay, my loves, so pause the video if you need a little bit more time to choose which goddess you are most drawn to. If you are drawn to more than one, that's completely fine. There may be messages across more than one pile that you may need to just take different bits that resonate across the different piles to make up your reading. Okay, my loves, I will see you in your pile. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the beautiful goddess Hera with Alliance, this will be your reading on what the new moon in Cancer is bringing in for you. So we have got to begin with card number 34 with transformation and be open to change. So I feel like this new moon in Cancer is going to be bringing about quite a big transformation for you that's going to be very enlightening. It's going to bring a lot of light to this particular situation. This could be in relation to some kind of alliance because Hera in this particular deck is in charge of alliances, like strong alliances. You can see she's very powerful in this card. I'm noticing as well, both of these figures here have a sort of like a gold headband around their crown chakra. So I feel like this will be a time when you might have a lot of crown chakra awakening, or like a lot of downloads, a lot of like enlightenment, a lot of like things that might come to light, or things that might suddenly feel illuminated for you. You might suddenly get these aha moments or deep epiphanies about things related to your things in your life that are changing, things that need to change. Maybe it could be a powerful time to like do some new moon intentions around what sort of transformations you're wanting to call in, what sort of changes you are wanting to manifest in your life. It's definitely going to be a time when you are going to feel a sense of things being like woken up within you with that fire energy. I'm getting this sense of like new passions, a sort of like a spark of creative energy, a spark of spiritual energy. It's like if you think of the wand suit in tarot, for those of you that know tarot, wands is ruled by the element of fire, and it's all about that kind of creative spark, that drive, that passionate energy, it's a very spiritual energy. It's linked with the energy of like kundalini, which is our like fiery energy that starts in the base of the spine and spirals up through the body and awakens all the chakras as it goes up through the body. So it's almost like with this person here, she's got her palms out and she's holding this flame. So I feel like you are like someone who can like really harness that energy really powerfully for yourself. So possibly doing some kind of chakra healing around the new moon in Cancer could be quite powerful for you, doing some kind of crown chakra meditation or something in particular, to be open to receiving some guidance or some downloads or some energy around like what you may need to be aware of or what sort of changes may be coming in for you. But there's definitely a sense of this is going to create some kind of transformation in your life. I feel like there's going to be some kind of strong alliance that's going to come in, but I don't necessarily feel like that's it could be for some of you on the physical plane. It could be someone in particular that you're going to meet, possibly like a spiritual mentor or something like that. There may be a group or a certain mentor that you have, you've become aware of recently, that suddenly it's like, oh, okay, I need to work with that person, or I need to take this program, I need to do this course, I need to go and see them, I need to have a session with them, whatever it might be. There's like a sense of like building an alliance with someone that's going to help you with some sort of transformation, some sort of spiritual awakening, some sort of awakening into your power. I'm getting very strongly a sense of like you stepping into your power, harnessing your creative power, harnessing your spiritual power, possibly even stepping into some kind of leadership as well, because Hera, despite what is often taught in a lot of the patriarchal myths about her, she was actually a queen goddess in her own right. She was a ruling goddess in her own right before we see the myths that talk about her and Zeus and so forth and everything that happened there. Before that, actually, the pre-patriarchal myths talk about Hera being like this queen goddess where she reigned over the world herself, and you can see that here, like she's got this really strong, powerful energy, she's kind of like, she's got this sort of gold crown on her head, so it's like reigning energy, queenly energy, sovereign energy. It's like stepping, it's some kind of transformation that's going to help you step into your sovereignty, so that you're going to be able to reign yourself. You're going to be able to look after the areas of life that you need to. You're going to be able to more powerfully step into your purpose, or more powerfully step into an area of something where you're going to be able to lead a group, lead ideas, like maybe being some kind of spiritual leader or some kind of influencer or something along those lines. So wow, pile number one, really powerful energy right off the bat. So let's have a look at your other cards here. So we have got Temple of the Rose, ancient power. Yes, exactly. I was just talking about power, so this is confirming that. Expression, activation, and scarlet codes. Yeah, I feel like definitely this new moon in Cancer is going to bring in some kind of activation with this flame that's kind of like suddenly in her, sorry for bumping the camera, in her palms there. It's like you're activating some kind of I guess like almost like a soul contract that has been waiting for you to embrace and step into. I feel like this is like some kind of code, some kind of contract that you were destined to start to step into at some point in your lifetime. And it's like with this, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but there's like kind of these temple I guess pillars here, and then this like an entrance way here that like a portal is what I'm getting. So there's like this opportunity with this new moon in Cancer for you to step through this portal, for you to go into this like temple energy and be able to activate your ancient power, activate any kind of power that you've been holding within you, any kind of spiritual like I guess spiritual contract, like a soul contract that you've made to come onto this earth at this time and be able to step into your power in some way more fully. So there's going to be some kind of activation that's going to happen, which I feel like is sort of going to take place around your crown chakra, some kind of spiritual awakening, some kind of spiritual activation, or maybe just more generally receiving downloads, about things that you need to know in relation to your life, things that are going to help you express yourself more authentically, things that are going to be able to help you step into your power more fully. Things that are going to help activate that creative passion, that sort of fire in your belly kind of thing, and harness that creativity, harness that power. So finally we have Diamond Heartseed Crystal with Golden Age Wisdom, DNA activation. So we've got activation and DNA activation. So during this new moon in Cancer, I'm feeling guided to say you may feel quite tired, because it may be that your guides are somewhat sort of taking you out, so to speak, like kind of forcing you to slow down, forcing you to like really get in touch with your emotional side, get in touch with your spiritual self, like do some healing, do some releasing of anything that's not serving you, be open to any kind of activations. And I'm getting more like portal energy here as well, with this kind of like a rainbow, like it's a similar shape actually to this. There's like a portal here and here, this, where this dolphin is like woo, like jumping through the portal. And I feel like this is kind of like, you sort of rejoining like this beautiful, like abundant life that is kind of waiting for you on this other side. It's like maybe you've been going through a period of struggle or something like that on this side, or like struggling to like really activate and step into your power more fully. And I feel like once you kind of go through here, it's like all this beautiful abundance and like joy and positivity and everything is just waiting for you on this side. So we've also got priestess awakening. So yeah, I'm definitely getting a strong priestess kind of vibe from this Hera, and also this transformation card with this kind of golden crown that they're wearing. It's kind of very priestess vibes. So some of you might be drawn towards some kind of particular priestess tradition, particularly with the temple there. I'm getting sort of ancient Egyptian vibes. So maybe some of you are connected with some sort of Egyptian ancestry or Egyptian, like a certain Egyptian tradition, certain goddess tradition, or even like ancient Greek or something like that. It's just very like whatever's very ancient, a sort of very ancient society that I feel like you might have had a past life in, and there's going to be some sort of awakening or DNA activation or downloads that's going to help you like reawaken those gifts, reawaken those soul codes, reawaken all the wisdom. Where do we have it? Yeah, here, golden age wisdom. We reawaken all the wisdom that you already contain within you. It's like it's already there. It just needs like activating. It's just like you can carry things in your genes, right? Like for some reason, I'm being drawn to give the example of this is kind of random, but I have celiac disease, which is something where I've had the gene for it my whole life, but it didn't actually activate until I was like in my 20s, when after I'd had a period of glandular fever, and then all of a sudden the gene just went, oh, okay, we're going to turn on the celiac gene, which was horrible because it meant I had to cut out gluten. But the point of all of that story was to kind of show that like you can have these genes, you can have these like soul code genes in a way, like certain things that you just kind of carry within you throughout part of your life, and you're not even aware that you have them. You're not even aware that it's there. And then at a certain point in your life, a certain like configuration of the stars. So it could be very much right now what's going on with the lunar nodes and the new moon in Cancer. It could be to do with where you're at in your personal life. Maybe some of you are going through like a Saturn return or something like that. So it's quite a big transformation, or it doesn't have to be, but you're just going through something. Maybe you've been through like Hera in some of the myths where, if we look at the more traditional myths where she did merge with, or she did marry Zeus, and then, there was all of that difficulty that she had with him. And then, she sort of goes away to find her power, to get her power back. She goes off onto a mountain on her own and like really reharnesses her own power. So maybe that's something that some of you are doing. It might have been that like you've been in some kind of alliance previously, or in some kind of like some sort of situation that's meant you haven't been able to open to these activations. You haven't been able to like harness this transformation that's been trying to come through, or like harness that power to really wake up to it fully and really like step into this like priestess energy, if that's something that you're open to and something that you want. Or just more generally being able to harness that feminine energy powerfully in your life to affect some kind of change within your own life. So let's finish up with a daily ritual card to see if we can leave you with a ritual mindfulness. Beautiful. So today I do all things with awareness, presence, and intention. So yeah, I feel like being very mindful over this time is going to really help you to basically being open to these kind of activations and downloads coming through. So doing any kind of mindful activities that help you just stay very peaceful, very calm, connect with your inner self, connect with your emotional self, connect with, we can see this like big full moon around her crown chakra again. So connect with like your crown chakra, your spiritual self, your higher self. Doing anything that helps you get into that and out of like your sort of monkey brain, if you like, because mindfulness is all about like being able to slow that monkey brain down and become very calm and very mindful of what we're doing, very aware. And that will help you kind of have these downloads. It will help you to have these epiphanies and these like this sort of awareness come through when you're being more mindful and more present in the present moment. And also setting intentions as well, doing things with intention is going to be very powerful. So I feel like that's a signal to set some new moon intentions around this time, of what it is you're wanting to transform, what it is you're wanting to step into. If there's any particular mentor, any particular tradition that you're wanting to explore or harness, then setting that intention that that is something that you're going to be open to stepping into or opening up to exploring. I feel like that would be really powerful for you at this time. Okay, my lovely pile number ones, I feel like that is all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for being here. Leave a comment below if it resonated. I always love to hear from you. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the reading. It helps tell me which content is resonating for you guys. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for being here. All the best with this new moon in Cancer, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you chose to read one with potential, this will be your reading on what the new moon in Cancer is bringing you. So let's have a look at your oracle card. So first up, we've got life purpose. Woo, manifest your dreams, starting out strong right off the bat, pile number 2. I love this. So life purpose, I feel like this is basically what it says on the tin. This is you stepping more powerfully into your life purpose. I feel like with Chiridwin and potential, you have the potential to fully manifest your dreams. As it says here, you've got the potential to fully wake up and live your life purpose. I feel like that is something that you're already kind of becoming very aware of. I feel like with these I'm just noticing all these stars on the hands here. So this could be doing something with your hands. Your life purpose could involve some kind of healing, being a hands-on healer, doing some kind of Reiki healing or some kind of like somatic healing or energy healing, energy work, something like that. Or just something, you know, somewhat creative with your hands. Like I'm seeing someone doing like pottery or something. Or artwork as well, like being like an art therapist or doing beautiful paintings or beautiful artwork. It's like something to do with like spiritual energy flowing through your hands, because I'm getting all this sort of light energy coming through. It doesn't have to be. This could also be like I'm also getting like photographer or filmmaker or something like that. The way she's sort of like, it looks like she's holding up her hands like to look through a lens kind of thing, like a fake lens, like, oh, this is what I see kind of thing. So this could also be you sort of during this new moon in Cancer setting an intention to do some visualization, to possibly do some vision boarding, to get really clear on, you know, what dreams that you want to bring in, what dreams you really want to manifest, like starting to set those strong intentions, maybe doing a couple of different vision boards on a couple of the dreams that you have. Something like that, something around like kind of like setting that scene, like kind of really getting clear on visualizing what it is that you want to create. Because I feel like pile number 2, you absolutely have the potential to manifest these dreams. This is a sign that if there's been anything in particular you've been trying to manifest, Chiridwin is here to say you've got that potential, like you can definitely do this. You know, whatever is your life purpose that you want to do, you can absolutely wake up to it. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just seeing this hair. He looks kind of like he's in a bit of a like he's been hibernating. Like he's kind of looks a little bit like he's sort of curled up and sort of curled in on himself, sort of sleeping, like he's in like a little hibernation, like a wee burrow or something like that. So I feel like maybe some of you might have been in that energy up until now, and now you're sort of waking up to your potential and like being able to like start moving towards that. Because I feel like with this swan here who's flying, it's like you're kind of waking up and like making moves, like starting to move towards what your life purpose is more powerfully. So let's have a look at what else we've got. So next we've got plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. Yeah, Exactly. I feel like you are starting to take action. You're starting to move towards these things that you've been visualizing for yourself, or waking up to what your life purpose is, and starting to take action on actually making it happen in the 3D realm, like actually planting it, like grounding it into the physical, making things happen. So, like taking action on, whatever it is that you need to do to, like, if it's setting up your own business, or starting your own channel, or putting yourself out on social media in some way, or writing that book, or creating that film, or creating that piece of art, or whatever it is that's your purpose, or whatever it is that you're feeling called towards, or that you feel you've got potential for. You're actually going to start with this new moon in Cancer. This is a potent time for you to start like embodying that energy of what it is that you want to be, because that's how you do it, right? It's kind of like, I don't want to say kind of fake it before you make it. It's not so much faking it, but it's feeling it, right? It's embodying it. It's feeling the energy of, whoever it is that you want to be. So if you want to be, some kind of like a creative person full time, and, you get to like, just make your art or whatever it might be. It's starting to get into that energy of visualizing, envisaging, and then actually taking action on the specific steps that you would need to do to embody being that full-time artist, right? So like, it's even doing things like, say you still have to do your day job, right, to put food on the table. It's not sort of saying like, okay, well, that's all I am, and then like kind of just sort of ignoring the art aspect of it, or feeling like, oh, well, it's never going to happen because I've got to work full time or something. It's kind of perhaps making certain sacrifices or something like that to do that work on the side. So maybe it's less socializing or whatever it might be, or it's like getting up a little bit earlier in the morning, or doing some work on your lunch break or something like that. And it's kind of thinking of yourself as like, I am an artist, like that is who I am, right? It's like embodying that. It's integrating all of your skills. It's feeling that you are that thing, and knowing that that is your purpose, and then just being like, I'm an artist and I happen to do this other work as my day job, but like, really getting to the point where you're fully embodying your purpose, really getting to the point where you're starting to like plant any of those ideas that you're getting, any of those like downloads of like, whether it's a creative idea, whether it's like some sort of like healing business, or some sort of a like initiative that you're starting. I'm getting lots of different examples, so this is a general reading. So whatever it is that you've been feeling the potential towards, whatever it is that you feel is your life purpose, it's starting to get to a point where you can actually ground that into being. You can actually physically like start to take those steps in the physical realm and see things start to unfold. Grounded action, taking action on whatever it is that you need to do to unfold that life purpose. And finally, we have got Labradorite and Blue Lotus Flower with psychic gifts, wise sage awareness, and call to action. So there is yet another card that's confirming action, because we've got grounded action, call to action, and I also spoke about with this swan here, it felt like the swan was moving, was like after the little hare kind of wakes up, the swan is then taking action, it's moving towards its dream. So I feel like, yeah, you're definitely being called to action. For some of you, this could well be towards doing something related to psychic gifts, towards some sort of a like, releasing some, not so much releasing, sharing some sort of wisdom that you might have. It could be healing wisdom that you have. It could be, actually also doing something with your hands. Could be tarot, right? Because you do tarot with your hands. So it could be some kind of divination tool like tarot or runes or something along those lines. But whatever your gift is, whatever area it's related to, I feel like it'll be different for all of you, but I'm getting quite a strong spiritual vibe. So it could be some kind of spiritual gift, possibly a psychic gift for some of you, some kind of, something that is really harnessing your wisdom. I feel like you're very wise in some way. So it could be like, harnessing that wisdom and teaching it, or something, sharing it. But it's definitely getting to a point where you're definitely been called to take action on your life purpose. You're being called to start taking actual physical steps towards embodying this, actual physical steps towards bringing this out. So say for the example of tarot, maybe some of you have been practicing tarot at home or something, and now your guides are saying, or Goddess Cherubim is saying, you have got the potential to really develop this. Like if you've got a dream to start a channel or to share this or do client readings or, whatever it is, then, what are the next steps that you need to do to start bringing that about? And, play around with that. It doesn't have to be you do that one thing forever. It could just be that you start a channel, like maybe you decide you want to try it on, like whether it's YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, or just doing readings for friends initially, or whatever it might be, just starting and kind of seeing how you feel doing it, seeing how it feels to actually put it into action, to see how it feels embodying it, see how it feels embodying those gifts and actually sharing that wisdom, and then go from there, take the next step after that. But there's definitely something around starting to take some grounded action. So anything that you have been having an idea around, for some of you, this might be more creative. It might be a creative field, like I said, an artistic field, photography or painting or something like that. So if you've had some idea for some creative vision or creative project, then now is the time to actually take action on it and actually put those steps into making it. So let's finish up with a daily, I just totally bumped the camera there. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get a daily ritual card for you to finish up with. So what ritual can Pile 2 do? Whoa, we got 2. Okay, so braveness. I am brave. Yeah, so this might definitely require a bit of bravery to be able to step into your life purpose in some way, but it's just really knowing that you are brave, practicing that embodiment, practice feeling the way that you would need to feel to do this. And yeah, I guess it is. I'm kind of being reminded again of that, like, fake it till you make it, like just, act confident, pretend that you're confident, pretend that you can, you know what you're doing even when you don't. And then eventually it will happen that you will start to feel more confident in what you're doing. And then we have harmony. I live in harmony with the world around me. So I'm just going to have a look at the guidebook because I feel like there might be a specific message. I think it's to do with going out in nature. But yeah, when your life is in harmony, peace, calm, and inspiration flow. While you can't expect your life to be perfectly harmonious all the time, there are things you can do to recalibrate if you feel like the balance is off. This card calls you to take stock of what it truly is or isn't working in your life. What changes can you make today to live more harmoniously? So the ritual is celebration, joy, appreciation, gratitude, rest, and play are all conduits of harmony. So cultivate these rituals into your day-to-day. Is there a situation that's currently unfolding that is causing disharmony in your daily life? Allow divine intervention to take control and imagine this situation resolving peacefully. Yeah, so I feel like kind of just generally doing some like visualizations, some creative imaginings of how you want your life to look, of the dreams that you have for your life, of the goals that you have for your life. That is going to be really powerful to like then be able to harness the right energy for you to then step into and like take those steps towards taking action. Sorry, Pile 2, I just knocked the camera again. I feel like there might be one more daily ritual card that wants to come out for you. So what other ritual can Pile 2 do? Oops. There we go. Presence. I am at peace in the present moment. Yeah, so there's a lot around like peace and harmony. Possibly doing meditation. I feel like this is, we've got someone sitting in the lotus pose here, also in a position of prayer. So like, yeah, setting intentions, creating moments of like peace and harmony, sitting in meditation or doing some kind of meditation to help you find that presence or help you find that, like, get into the present moment. Find that connection with your higher self that will help you to harness this energy. to then be able to step into creating the dreams that you have for your life. Okay, pile number 2, I feel like that is all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Leave a comment in the box below if this reading resonated for you. I always love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the reading, hit the like button. It helps tell me which content you're enjoying at the moment. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. All the best with this new moon in Cancer, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you chose Morrigan with Death and Magic, this will be your reading on what the new moon in Cancer is bringing you. So let's have a look at your cards. So first up, we have got Bright Future. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. Yeah, so pile number 3 with the death and magic, or the death aspect of this death and magic card, and then the darkest hours just before the dawn. I do feel like for you, pile number 3, some of you may have been through a bit of a difficult time in the recent past. You may have gone through something quite painful, possibly some kind of separation or breakup or something like that, or loss of a job, or just, yeah, generally feeling possibly also I'm getting maybe some mental health issues or physical health issues even. Just generally going through a time of feeling like the universe is against you is what I'm hearing, and feeling like nothing is working out or everything seems very bleak. You feel like you've just been facing sort of like ending after ending after ending, like a lot of things just haven't been working out that you expected to maybe. And I feel like this is a message to say, like, it will always feel like that just before there's a dawn. Like if you think of, you know, the night sky, like it's always at the like point of being the absolute darkest just before the morning sunrise starts to come in. So if you have been feeling like things are really bleak, if you have been feeling like, you know, there's been a lot of endings, you know, with that death energy, that doesn't specifically have to mean like physical death. It just could be symbolic of things that have been ending in your life. So if you feel like it's just been like things have been pulled away and then you haven't been able to see what's next, often there's, you know, that time in between, right before like the dawn comes. There's that time where like, you know, the rough stuff kind of happens, like maybe in, you know, if you think of like the beginning part of the night, and then we still have to go through that like dark night of the soul, you know, all the way through to the dawn, where we're just sitting there kind of feeling very alone, or very like things are very bleak, like why is nothing working out for me, like why are there no sort of opportunities. But I feel like with this figure, she's holding this lantern, so I feel like there's this going to be this new light, this new dawn, this new like energy coming through, this sort of illumination maybe of why things have happened the way they have. And I feel like the other aspect of this Morrigan death and magic is magic. So like you might have gone through this death process, this ending process, this loss, you know, feeling like things are very dark, things aren't, you know, haven't been working out for you. But this is a lot to do with being able to then activate your magic powers. It's like you had to go through that dark night of the soul, you had to go through those bleak moments, you had to go through all that difficulty so that it could activate your inner magic. And you can see with this figure here, she's got this beautiful cloak with all these like fairies and all these stars, and it's like I feel like it's to connect you with like your sense of magic that maybe somewhere along the lines you lost. Like maybe when you were younger, you were very connected with the elementals. I feel like I'm definitely getting like a sort of starseed energy from some of you. So you might have like, you might identify as a starseed or have very like strong connection with sort of celestial energy or angelic energy or something along those lines. And I feel like this ending, this death process had to happen to like activate you to your magical self, to your magical senses again. So let's have a look at the other cards and see if we can get more detail on that. So we have got the wasteland, sustainability, slow down and tend to your garden. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of confirming what I was saying about the like death and magic, and how this sort of bleakness had to happen, or that all these things had to happen in order to reawaken you to you know, this sense of your inner magic, your inner gifts, maybe your soul self. Because I feel like that aspect of you has has kind of dried up. It's like your connection with your spiritual self maybe in the past was like it's very dried out. You can see there's this sort of like desert energy. If the card will focus, if the camera will focus, there we go. There's this like sort of dried out desert. And so I feel like, you know, whatever this death thing was, whatever this ending was, it's like happened to reawaken you to uh making sure that you like tend to your own garden, that you tend to that sort of like inner life, that inner magical life, your inner spiritual life, you know, being able to connect with yeah, your higher self. And also I'm getting like there's, if you can see the detail on this card, there's these ancestors kind of thing, like the vibe of like ancestors coming through. And this person's kind of got her head down to the ground, and it's like she's actually, I'm just noticing there's grass like growing up underneath her. So it's like the more you're able to like just slow down, take stock, reconnect with your soul, reconnect with your ancestors, reconnect with that magical side of yourself, that like spiritual side of yourself, the more that like your life will sort of regenerate and like flow again, and all this sort of like dry desert, this old wasteland will like be replenished with this like beautiful well, this beautiful like spiritual flow of energy that will just create all this growth. Like you can see there's all this grass that's starting to grow because she's like in this position of surrender. She's in this position of like, okay, all right, I'm at rock bottom. Okay, I'm your spirit or goddess or the universe or ancestors or whatever it is you believe in, fairies, you know, whatever you want to connect with, ascended masters, you know, whatever it is, it's surrendering and saying, okay, all right, what, you know, how can I create a more sustainable future for myself? Like something hasn't worked out, something has kind of had to die and pass away, which I feel like may for some of you be like an old identity as well. This could just be like an old way of being. Maybe you were living in a way that wasn't very sustainable. You might have been like burning your energy out or something, burning the candle at both ends, and you've just, yeah, you got a bit burnt out, and like yeah, things felt very bleak because your physical health got very burnt out or something like that. So there's this new energy coming in now of like, you know, a time to like slow down, take stock, replenish yourself, replenish your energy, reconnect with your spiritual self, heal your energy, heal your emotional energy with all that water there. I feel like that's very like water, emotional energy, you know, Cancerian energy kind of thing. You know, it's like getting in touch with that self-love, that self-nurturing, which is all sort of new moon and Cancer sort of themes that are appropriate at this time. So let's have a look to finish. We've got Lilac Spirit Quartz with community, healing, division, teamwork, and freedom. Beautiful. Yeah, so they could well have been with that death. I'm sort of getting a couple of different strands. For some of you, the death process was specifically to do with kind of your a way of life or an old identity. For others of you, this may have been like some kind of divisiveness with a person where there was like a split, a breakup, an ending, maybe walking away from someone or something, like walking away from a job, or you know, some kind of very significant ending that felt very bleak. You know, it's created a lot of darkness in your life, or you know, this sort of feeling of a wasteland kind of thing. So this could have been, yeah, some sort of relationship that was very emotionally close, very nurturing, and then that's ended, and there's been this sort of wastelands, and it's time to like kind of take stock, slow down, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with that inner light, you know, as we've got here with the lantern, that inner sense of love, heal any sense of division with anyone in your life, like really process that and let it flow, let it go, so that you can create that like emotional freedom for yourself, and so that also you can come into connection with your like soul tribe or the right community. So maybe if some of you, this could even be like, you know, an ending of a close group of friends or something, you've sort of felt ostracized or you've moved away from a group of friends, maybe just generally as regards like having a spiritual awakening that can often happen, right, where you get to a certain point in your spiritual awakening and you look around, you're like, oh my gosh, where did all my friends go? Like, and it can feel very bleak and very dark and like, oh my gosh, like I don't have anyone around me, and it can feel like, yeah, there's a lot of sort of division in your life. Like, there's a lot of sort of like this dry wasteland, like you don't sort of have that nurturance coming from anyone. And it's often so that you are forced to like find that light within, find that like true self within, and be able to like connect with your higher self, with your spiritual self. And once you're connected with that, then you start to move into a phase of your life where there's this brighter future ahead, where you start to then reconnect with your true soul community, your true soul tribe, your true soul friends, or your true soul mate, or whatever it is that you're wanting to bring into your life. You start to just naturally come across those people, kind of like this meadow with all these beautiful flowers. It's like one day you just stumble into this meadow, and it's like there's all these beautiful people who are like on a similar vibe to you. This is very like loving energy. It's very sort of, there's a lot of pink here, so it's very like heart chakra energy. Yeah, and the lilac as well, is like lilac energy is very healing, very spiritually healing. So I feel like this is very much saying this is like your soul community. And teamwork as well. It's like these are people that you're going to like work very closely with in some way. Like I'm hearing specifically Findhorn, I think it was called Findhorn community, which I believe was up in Scotland. And yeah, I think it was started in like the 70s or something. Sorry, I don't know a huge amount about it. This was just a word I heard, and I'm kind of trying to draw on remembering what I've read about this in the past. But it was like a spiritual community, right? It was like a group of people came together, and they had a common vision and a common goal, and they lived in a sort of community. And I believe they did a lot of like sort of plant spirit healing or plant healing stuff, growing a lot of their own vegetables, growing a lot of their own plants, various things like that. I think there may even be, I feel like I've seen an oracle deck that's related to Findhorn, or one of the people who started Findhorn. Anyway, comment below if you know more about this than I do. Clearly, I don't know very much at all. I'm sorry. I can't elaborate on that. But, if you're interested in looking it up, you can certainly look it up. But that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. That's what they're showing me is like, you might have been in this wastelands with like, having to be alone for a period of time, or being in this very bleak space, or not being very connected with anyone or something. And it's like once you've gone through this like death and rebirth, where you're reconnected with this magical side of yourself, with this spiritual side of yourself, with this side that can like really connect with like the elementals, or nature spirits, or your ancestors, or just generally feel more connected with even just like your oversoul, is what I'm hearing, like just your higher self or something along those lines. That's going to help you to then magnetize in the right community, the right friends, the right group of people, possibly even like stepping more powerfully into your purpose as well. If like maybe you're going to create a community, I'm hearing for some of you, you might be being called towards creating something, and also a life of freedom as well. So if you have felt very stuck in the past, or like you've been trapped in something, I'm hearing maybe trapped in a job, or like a certain career, or a certain way of living that just hasn't been very aligned with your soul, and it's like maybe burnt you out, which was the vibe I got for maybe just one person, I don't know, but I'm definitely getting a vibe of someone getting quite like burned out here, or things being sort of dried up, opportunities or something being dried up. And yeah, that you're gonna you're going to get to a point where like you are going to create a more sustainable future for yourself, where you're not going to get burnt out, because you're going to create so much more like freedom. So maybe for some of you that's having like a what is that, like digital nomad lifestyle or something, where you have your own business online, and you can like live wherever, and you can sort of like tend to your garden a lot better. Like you can like work from home, and you can like have time out for your spiritual practices, or for being out in nature. You can restore your energy better. You're not commuting, or you're not spending loads of time in an office you don't like, or something like that. It's like you have a lot more like freedom, whether that's location freedom, or freedom to choose what type of work you do, or how many hours you work, or something along those lines. I feel like there's a lot around like creating freedom for yourself, and maybe creating some kind of community, or attracting a community. This could also be a community online as well. It could be like being called to build a community online. Something I feel like it's yeah, something related to getting that like magical energy. So it could be, yeah, where you're really like speaking about like, yeah, it could be magic or uh something related to like, I guess with the elemental energy, the fairies and things, it's like it could be kind of helping people wake up to uh that sense of like everything in nature has like a consciousness, and like being able to connect with that and like work with sort of, I'm getting like fairy vibes from some of you, like you've got that energy where you can like connect with sort of elemental energy or connect with like consciousness of nature or something along those lines, and you might feel called towards creating a community around that, whether that's online or just by practicing it more powerfully yourself. You'll start to magnetize in the right people who will just follow you or support you or something kind of along those lines. But yeah, there is a new dawn coming. There is a new beginning coming. It just might feel a little bit bleak at the moment, but things are going to shift. Things are going to get a lot better for you. But it's really important to like tend to that inner self, tend to that like inner garden, tend to your emotional self and what your emotions are telling you, and what your like ancestors or what's coming through for you from your like higher self or from your guides, that will help you to like create this freedom and this bright future for yourself. I'm also getting with teamwork that like you are really protected, pile 3, and like you have a strong like team in spirit who are like overseeing you and helping you step into this bright future. So let's finish up with a daily rituals card to see if there's a ritual for you for this new moon in Cancer. What ritual can... Ooh. Oh wow. Mama, I am calm and I am ready. Yeah. So I feel like this is saying, I mean, some of you may be stepping into a period of wanting to conceive or have a child or become a mother or a father or something, but I feel like this is more symbolic or metaphorical. And this is about you like mothering yourself, which I feel like is linked with this card of the wastelands and tending to your garden. You know, it's like maybe you've been through a phase where, you know, you haven't been tending to your emotional self, so things have gotten very like dried up kind of thing. It's like maybe you haven't been allowing the tears to flow or the emotions to release, or to get in touch with that emotional side of yourself, to really like nurture yourself. So things have felt very bleak because yeah, you haven't sort of shown yourself that self-love and that self-nurturance. So yeah, I feel like for this bright future to start to materialize for you, kind of re-nurturing yourself, you know, re-parenting yourself, re-mothering yourself, really connecting with that maternal energy within, which is an energy. So I'm not saying you have to be, this is not to do with gender. This is not like, oh, you've got to be female to do this. Like you can connect with that like feminine energy, that nurturing energy, that caring energy. And like new moon in Cancer is a perfect time to do this. Like this is amazing that this has come out, because yeah, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and it is the sign, like it is all about like nurturing and caring. It's very connected with like mothering. So yeah, basically finding that like sense of stillness and peace within, and being able to care for yourself, being able to really nurture yourself will be a really powerful thing for you to help usher in this bright future for yourself. So let's finish up with one more daily ritual card. And one more card for pile 3. Whoa, came flying out. Self-love, oh my goodness, yeah, it's just, the cards are all just kind of saying the same things now, really. I speak to myself with words of kindness. I am deserving of love. Yeah, this is so beautiful. It's kind of just confirming what I was saying with the mama card, the like remothering yourself, re-nurturing yourself, showing yourself some self-love, you know, speaking to yourself with kindness, you know, whatever it is that you've been through. You know, I feel like that's, you know, if there's this wasteland, it's like, you know, maybe if you've had a lot of like negative self-talk or you know, negative self-belief or something like that, it's like, you know, things have gone very dry and bleak in your life, whereas like speaking to yourself with like words of kindness, knowing that you're deserving of love, like healing that self-love and self-worth will really help you to like manifest this bright future for yourself and the right community of people to come to you. So I'm being reminded of, there's a woman on YouTube called Jessica Heslop, I think her name is, and she does some amazing self-love meditations and overnight ones as well. So especially if you kind of struggle to speak affirmations of kindness to yourself, or if this whole self-nurturing thing is fairly new to you or something like that, or you find like your brain, the monkey brain, gets in the way and argues with the affirmations if you're trying to do them or something, then maybe doing ones overnight could be helpful, or doing subliminals. I don't think she does. She might do. I don't think Jessica does subliminals on her channel. They're mostly affirmations, but I found doing overnight ones really powerful because I'm asleep, so my monkey brain isn't arguing with them, and somehow the new beliefs, the healthy self-loving beliefs, kind of like permeate into my brain, and then I find myself during the day kind of thinking thoughts that are very self-loving and self-affirming, and they're not thoughts that I would normally think. Like, they're not beliefs I would normally have had about myself. So I can definitely empathize with if you have been in the energy of, you know, perhaps being a bit like hard on yourself or self-critical or anything. Like, yeah, I know how that can be. But yeah, I think that that's part of this healing division as well. It's like healing that division between you and your higher self, or between you and a sense of like your inner sort of mother, or your inner like sense of self-nurturing, because maybe you just haven't really had that like parenting or that like nurturing energy. So it's like really starting to harness that from within, and practicing self-love is going to be really, really powerful over this new moon in Cancer. Okay, my lovely pile number 3s, I'm going to leave your reading there. I hope that resonated for you. Leave a comment in the box below if it did. I always love to hear from you. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the reading. It helps tell me which content is resonating for you at the moment. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. All the best with your new moon in Cancer, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye.